Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the channel. My name is Paul. Today in the channel, I wanted to do a review of NECA's Leonardo and Donatello's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2-pack action figure. But before we begin, for all of you guys subscribed to the channel, a warm welcome back. And to everyone who's visiting for the first time, thank you so much for checking out the channel. I do hope you like what you see. And if you do, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'd get the latest video updates. Alright, so moving forward, let's take a look at the box. So here at the front, we can see the Leonardo and Donatello name. We can clearly see both turtles and as well as the accessories. We do have that classic 1987 animated series. Gorgeous art there, and the name Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here. So we do have a picture of Donatello at the side of the box, and at the back we do have additional image of the two turtles, Leonardo and Donatello. So we do have a lot of information here. You can pause it if you want to read it. We have a lot of action figures promotion pictures down below, so collect them all. And at the other side of the box, we can see Leonardo's image here. And we're back at the front, at the top of the box, so we can see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles name. And at the bottom, so there's not much there. Alright, so let's crack this open. Let's take a look at the accessories. So they do come with two pairs of hands here. So we have a set of pointing hands here. Nice detail. I'm just not a fan of that coloring right there, and there's a little bit of scratches here and there, but so far so good. Another set of hands doing the high five or high trees, if you will. We have a canister of the ooze here. Nice detail. An open and close communicator. An incomplete pizza with the name here, Ninja Pizza. So I think this is the name of the shop where in the first episode where they went. We do have Leo's weapon, the katanas. So I do wish they did a little bit darker of in terms of the paint here. Not so much of a fan of the gray that they use here. It's not a complaint, it's just that I do just a wish that I wish they did a little bit darker there. We do have Donatello's bow staff. Very nice detail. You can see there's some threads there and whatnot. And the wood. There's a lot of details in the wood. Well, it's plastic, but the wood effect. We do have some sort of a kidnap ransom note here. And it could be that Bebop did this. We do have this turtle blimp schematics and Bebop cardboard. I'm not sure, maybe you can stand him somewhere, but I'm not sure why they included this, but it's a nice touch. I do like the color. Alright, let's take a look at the figures. Alright, so here they are. Here are the boys. So we do have Leo and Donnie here. So let's take a closer look. There you go. So in terms of the sculpt, I'm really digging the sculpt of this particular teenage line. I do love that the sculpt, the face. Yeah, they resemble the 1987 animated series, which I love. I do love that sculpt on the chest and the muscles here. The shell, I'm really digging that the design of the shell. It's really clean. Nice. In terms of the belt, so it is plastic. I think they could have done a little bit better on the sculpt. It has some minor sort of inconsistencies here and there, but not that I'm complaining. I still do dig the figure. Yeah. The foot, yeah, it's very cool. The legs here, I do love it. Look at that. There's a lot of lines here and whatnot. Yeah, awesome sculpt. And Donnie here. I do love the expression on his face. It's like smirking, and it's like saying that maybe Michelangelo did something weird and he's looking at Michelangelo and whatnot. So I do love that face expression there. They do have almost sort of the same sculpt anyway. I mean, in terms of the height, they are the same. I believe probably they use the same molds. The shell, I love that. So the muscles here and whatnot. I do have this imperfection again around here. It looks like it was not cut properly, but yeah, it's not too bad. And some chips here and there. Again, at the belt, it's plastic. Could have been sculpted better to make it look like a little bit of a leather effect. The D here, the Donatello belt. So again, some inconsistencies in terms of the alignment, and but it's pretty good. I mean, not bad. And then the legs. I love the paddings and whatnot. The calves. The foot. Yeah, it's good. It's a good sculpt. So let's move forward with in terms of the paint job. Alright, so in terms of the paint job, let's start with Leo. So I do love the blue that they used here and the lines that they added to make it cartoonish, if you will. Very cool. The eyes. I'm just looking at the teeth, so there's a lot of black ink that they use. I think it's a little bit overpowering, but it's not too bad. You can see here at the bottom of his nose. In terms of the neck, so I think that line should have been a little bit more centered. The line on the necks, but that's okay. Very, very cool. Black lines here and there, showing a little bit of depth. The turtle shell, so it's very clean. I like that. Again, the blues here, the green, very nice, very good. And then in terms of Donnie, so I do love the purple that they use as well here. Both of them, in terms of the belt, as I mentioned in the sculpt as well as the paint job, they could have done a little bit more darker and a little bit more leather look, if you will. Yeah, I do love that. There's a small imperfections here, so you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, but there's a little bit of unpainted part here in his face. Not actually the face, but the mask. But overall, it's a very, very nice painted figure. There's a few inconsistencies here and there, right here, here, and here, and here, but not really a deal breaker. So I have always loved the turtles, and I'm trying to get as much turtles figures as I can. Yeah, paint job is nice. Leo is a little bit darker in person, but just a tad darker than Donnie. It's not really noticeable. I do wish that they made them a little bit more in terms of the green shade that they use, a little bit more different, like I believe it was the old releases from Playmate. They did have a different shade of green, if I remember correctly. So I wish they did that with at least with Leo and Donnie, because I remember Donnie was a little bit moss in terms of the color, and Leo was a little bit more darker, if I remember correctly. I mean, my figures were given away when I was young, so too bad. yeah, I do love the colors. Awesome. With a few gripes here and there, I mean minor gripes, it's not really a deal breaker, but I do love the figure and the way they look. Very, very nice. Alright, so in terms of articulation, so please bear in mind that these are my personal figures, so I'm not willing to go very, very far, but I'm pretty sure having your own figure, you can move them a little bit more than I'm willing to take. So in terms of the articulation, so at the head, so Leo here has hinge movement. He can move his head about 360 there. And then in terms of the arms, so he can stretch it right about, at least my figure, I can stretch it right about there. I'm not willing to go further because I can already feel the Leo is restraining me. So he does have a bicep swivel here, bicep movement, double jointed elbow, although I cannot move it right now. So there you go. Remember guys, I mean I've seen a lot of posts in the Facebook groups around NECA groups that moving your figures too much, or you should at least dip them in a hot or warm water before you move them. So yeah. So in terms of the hand, so he has a 360 movement here and a little bit of a hinge movement up and down. He does not have an ab crunch. No. In terms of the legs, so you can move it right about there. For some reason, I can move the right leg further than the left. So that's how far I'm willing to move it. And then the knee. So a double jointed here, so he can angle it right about there. And the foot, so there's a 360 movement here and moving it up and down. So they do basically have the same articulation. So yeah, head movement for Donnie, arm right about there sideways, bicep movement, elbow, and the 360 hand and hinge. No ab crunch still. Alright, they also have movement leg, right? They can push the leg forward right about there up until you can feel the resistance from the shell here, and then at the back leg right about there. That's how far I'm willing to go. Double jointed knee movement here and the foot movement, so 360 and up and down. Nice. Alright, so let's do a little bit of comparison here. So the one on the right here is the 1990 movie version, and the one we have on the left is the 2-pack Leo Donatello action figure series. So as you can see, the movie version is a little bit taller. So these are 7 inches, and this one on the left, they are right about 5 inches tall. In terms of comparison, so the movie line has a lot more details to them in terms of the color details, the shell, and everything. So I mean, they are totally different versions. So this one on the left having a little bit less of details, it's not a bad thing. I do love it that it is clean and it doesn't have that much details on them. It gives it the cartoonish look, so I love that. Yeah, so I did a review for this Turtles, the movie line, the 1990 way back, so I will link it in the description below or somewhere up here on the top, so watch them if you prefer. Alright, so yeah, they are pretty nice together. Alright, let's take a look at Donnie. Alright, so here is Donnie, And yeah, so the one on the right, again, these are the 1990 movie version, so they are a little bit taller, 7 inches, and this one is about 5 inches tall. There you go. Details, again, the movie version has a lot more details, as well as the coloring, the paint job that they use. Yeah, but these guys, they are awesome. I love them. This particular version of the Turtles made me fall in love with the Turtles in the first place, so I do love this version. Alright, so which do you guys prefer actually? Do you prefer the 90s version or the animated series version? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really interested in your thoughts and your comments. Alright, so in terms of the price, so I got them from anotoys.com. So I got them about 2,200 pesos. That's roughly $53. Alright, so there you have it. So I do and I highly recommend you guys getting this figure if you are a fan of the 1987 animated series, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They are very, very good in terms of the scale, the sculpt, the color, and this particular version. So it is in line with that 1987 version. But if you do love the movies, I still recommend you getting this one. They are very, very different, and I cannot really choose between the 90s version and this one. I mean, I had to get them both because they are, as I mentioned, they are completely different, and they do have certain feeling that they invoke, especially for if you are a fan of this, the guys. Alright, so I will be reviewing Raphael and Michelangelo next in the next video, so I hope you check that out. And yeah, that's about it. I highly recommend them. I will link the anotoys.com in the description below so you can get the figures. I believe they still have stock. I'm not affiliated with the site. I just get them same as you guys, so I pay for my figures and I just try to help you guys out if you are undecided in getting the figures or not. And yeah, so as I mentioned, go get them. They are really good. Alright, so again, thank you very much for dropping by. I do hope you liked the video as much as I enjoyed making them. And please leave me a comment, like, subscribe. It would really help out the channel. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I will try my best to do that. Again, thank you so much, and go rebuild your passion.